OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? It's Courtney here from the Outcasted OC podcast, and welcome to the Monday Night Raw recap. I'm not even going to waste any of your time with anything more than just saying, let's get straight into it. So Monday Night Raw this week kicks off with the reminder that the tag match between Roman Reigns and The Rock going up against Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins has been made official for night one of WrestleMania. After this, we got to see Travis Scott as backstage as well as Gunther. Drew McIntyre makes his way out to the ring and he calls Seth Rollins a hypocrite, selfish, arrogant, delusional, and a junkie, obviously after what has been happening with him going up against the Bloodline. Drew McIntyre wants Seth freaking Rollins on his own terms and wants him, just him, for WrestleMania, doesn't want him included with the Bloodline. Drew McIntyre said that he has had to accept that this tag match is going to happen because it does fit Seth Rollins' selfish agenda. He said it's got everything to do with the history in wrestling, and when you realize wrestling is bigger than you, Seth Rollins, that's when you may become a legend in your own mind. Seth Rollins makes his way out to the ring and he said, how about you do us all a favor, Drew, and you shut up. He says, you're begging for my attention at this point, and he goes ahead and asks for another Claymore, and he calls Drew McIntyre a coward. Drew responds to this by saying, if you want to go ahead and talk about this, you're absolutely right. He said that you should just care about the championship that you've got, and he said all that you care about is you. Seth Rollins doesn't like this whinging coming from Drew McIntyre. He says, look, you really remind me of somebody with tattoos. We both don't like him. He basically describes CM Punk before he says CM Punk. And he said that you are a massive hypocrite. He said any opportunity that Drew McIntyre has taken and capitalized off, it has more than likely come from the Bloodline being around to assist him. Seth Rollins says that me and Cody are going to be taking down the Bloodline on night one of WrestleMania, and night two, I am just going to stomp your head into the mat. Drew looks at Seth and says, look, I want to put you out of your misery. I want nothing more than for it to be just me and you at WrestleMania, and nothing that you can say will provoke me. Drew McIntyre ups and leaves, and Seth goes ahead and says, you know why I haven't paid much attention to you when it comes to WrestleMania? Because out of all of the threats that I have going into WrestleMania with different people, you are at the bottom of my list. You are the least of my threats, the least of my concerns. And we see Drew McIntyre make his way back to the ring. He stands outside the ring, he stares at Seth Rollins, and he doesn't do anything, and he just walks away. Tonight we have a gauntlet match for the Intercontinental Championship opportunity for WrestleMania, so 6 superstars will be going up against each other in a gauntlet match. The winner of this will get the contendership opportunity to go up against Gunther at WrestleMania. So sprinkled throughout Monday Night Raw this week, we have multiple promos coming in, obviously one promo for each person who is a part of the gauntlet match. So we have a promo coming in from GABLE first. The first match of the night that we have is Becky Lynch going up against Liv Morgan. Now this match has come about because they have both been interfering in each other's matches over the last couple of weeks, causing a lot of them to end in a no finish. So we got a match from these two. It was okay, it wasn't too bad, it was kind of a foregone conclusion, but anyway, let's briefly get into it because I don't really want to spend much time talking about this because there was a lot more exciting stuff that happened. And anyway, from the beginning, Becky Lynch gets the upper hand and both her and Liv are exchanging blows. Liv hits a suicide dive, which I'm not going to lie to you, it did not look that great. Her feet got caught in the ropes and it just looked really painful. Becky Lynch hits a big exploder and then she goes for a baseball slide. Liv hits the code breaker. We see a sunset flip powerbomb coming in from Liv, followed by an oblivion. Becky Lynch hits the manhandle slam, obviously comes away with the win. As we know, Becky Lynch was obviously going to beat Liv Morgan. I'm going to get a lot of heat for saying that, but it's the truth. I can't tell you anything else. It was going to happen. This close to WrestleMania, would you really have Liv Morgan beat Becky Lynch? Like this, Rhea Ripley comes out and she makes her way down to the ring. She gets into an interaction with Liv Morgan and Liv Morgan yells at her and basically said, everything that you're taking away from me, I'm going to take away from you. Sorry, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. She gets into the ring and she congratulates Becky on her win, obviously against Liv Morgan, and asks if it was all worth it. She said, every week that we get closer to WrestleMania, you're just making every single excuse to go ahead and fight anybody because you want to prove to yourself that you're the best, but I am better than you. Rhea Ripley says to Becky Lynch that you can have so many excuses as to why you can't beat me, and if you're not 100% at WrestleMania, it is going to be such a disappointment. Becky Lynch takes this and says to Rhea that she planted a seed of doubt and she's grown it into a tree with vines everywhere, and she goes, when people believe in me, I'm good, but when people doubt me, I'm great. If it is going to be me against the world between now and WrestleMania, they don't stand a chance. We head backstage where we see Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce are backstage and they are making a WrestleMania announcement. It has been revealed that the Judgment Day will be defending their tag team titles in a 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania. So the teams are going to be decided over the next couple of weeks in different tag matches. Obviously, the winners of those will then go forward to WrestleMania. I am so excited because I cannot tell you the last time we had a ladder match at WrestleMania. I feel like last year we only really had the stipulation of the Hell in a Cell match with Edge and Finn Balor. I'm so excited to see the return of a ladder match. I think it's great. There are so many different things you can do with this. So I'm so excited that we're getting a tag team showcase. It's more like a, you undisputed tag team championships match, but we're actually getting it in a stipulation form with a ladder match. So excited, absolutely buzzing for this. But who's not buzzing for this is when we go backstage after this, we see that the Judgment Day are in their clubhouse, and both Finn Balor and Damian Priest and JD McDonough as well. They're all getting mad about the announcement because they weren't, like, the information wasn't run past them, so they go ahead and they go to Nick and Adam to obviously sort this out. Then we ended up seeing pictures of The Rock, Bad Bunny, and John Cena at the Oscars last night, and we get to see that Travis Scott is actually ringside for this next match. I really don't feel comfortable talking about this match. It was a very short match, but the match was not the focus of this. It was more or less something that happened within the match that adds to further storyline and further character development. So we had a tag match between Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree taking on Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Now, this is a really good match at the very beginning. A lot of them are jostling for position. There's a moment where Maxine looks really great and she goes ahead to do the reverse caterpillar. She ends up getting into the corner of the ring. Candice goes up to her and starts talking about how, you're not going to do this. Do you really think you're going to do this to her? And obviously references that she sucks and is really, really harsh. She goes ahead and says, you don't belong here. You should hear all the stuff that people have been saying about you in the locker room. And she references one of Maxine's deceased relatives. I'm not going to say the line because I don't really feel comfortable saying it. I thought it was really harsh. I understand that they did it to elevate storyline for Maxine, for people to care about her. It's more or less for Candice's heel turn to be seen as credible. But I personally just feel as though you can make someone a heel or a baby face and you don't need to include family, whether they are, still with us, Earthside, or if they have passed. I just don't really vibe with it. It was a great match. Indy and Candice did get the win because Indy elevated, obviously capitalized, I should say, off what had happened. But it's 2024. Why are we still doing this? We head backstage now. We see Cody Rhodes is making his way out of his van, obviously heading ringside. And then we end up seeing Adam and Nick are backstage with the Judgment Day, and they are visibly angry at the decision that has been made for their tag titles at WrestleMania. Damian gets really angry. R-Truth comes in, and Damian asks Adam Pearce to make a match official between the two of them. Michael Cole is in the ring and he asks for the clip from SmackDown last week to be shown on the Titantron, and then welcomes Cody Rhodes out to the ring. He asks, Cody Rhodes, he's like, why did you slap The Rock last week? And Cody's like, look, I know The Rock's been in the wrestling business for a long time. I'm going to just tell you that was a receipt. And Michael is like, all right, cool. Well, why do the match? Why do you want this match so much? How can you trust Seth Rollins after everything that's happened? Why are you doing this to yourself? If anything, you're going to be screwing yourself out of the opportunity on Roman the following night. And Cody says, look, at the end of the day, people change, and I just want one more shot for a one-on-one at WrestleMania. And he goes ahead and shows the clip from the last time him and Michael Cole spoke. And Michael Cole's obviously asking Cody if Cody's going to finish the story at any point in time. This was around the time that him and Jey Uso had become tag team champions, and the story did not seem like it was going to be finished. And he said, at the end of the day, he's afraid of what's going to happen. He said, the story isn't about the bloodline anymore. The story is beyond me, and it's up to me to finish it. He says, Roman, you always want to go ahead and say what inning we're in. We're in the last inning of this story. And Michael, when it comes to WrestleMania, you will get to say, if I win, that this is the first time a Rhodes has ever been a champion within WWE, and you will get to say that Cody Rhodes finished his story. So I really enjoyed this promo. I thought it was really good, obviously really pushed towards the storyline that we're trying to get to, which is Cody Rhodes finishing the story at WrestleMania. I thought this was really heartfelt. It did almost make me cry, but maybe it's just because I'm tired. I don't know, but great promo. Really enjoy hearing Cody talk whenever he gets on the mic. We have a promo coming in for Ricochet and JD McDonough ahead of their gauntlet match for the IC IC title contendership at WrestleMania tonight. Then we see Liv Morgan is backstage and she runs into Rhea Ripley. Now Becky obviously wants to go ahead and show a sign of respect to Liv, trying to shake her hand, but if anything, that doesn't happen to the way that we think it's going to, because Nia comes in and just absolutely brutalizes both of them. She throws Liv Morgan across the room and she actually puts Becky Lynch, she manhandle slams Becky Lynch through the table. I thought that was a really good touch considering The Rock is her cousin. The Rock uses the manhandle slam. It was kind of cool. We had the tag match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now it is the Kabuki Warriors defending their titles against Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. I'm just going to say very, very bold takes here. This match was really good. I'm just going to give you a hot take with this match. This is probably one of the best women's tag team matches that I have seen in a very long time. Zoe Stark and Asuka both have really good in-ring chemistry together. A lot of their sequences were really good. Zoe's hitting some really nice moves, and obviously Kairi hit a really nice clothesline as well. Zoe's on fire during this match. She absolutely just flies all around. We see a really nice double stomp coming in from Kairi as well too, which Zoe actually avoids getting the impact on that one. Asuka's going absolutely crazy as well. The Kabuki Warriors double team. There's a really cool move as well where Zoe hits the Z360 and then Shayna Baszler hits her, some would call it a punt kick, but it was a really good match. Then we end up seeing when Shayna Baszler gets the Karafuda clutch in, we see Dakota Kai intervenes and obviously breaks up that clutch move, and we see Damage Control capitalizing off of this for them to retain the championships. I would like to see Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark challenge the Kabuki Warriors again without Damage Control being ringside, because I feel as though you could have a really good match come out of it and potentially have some new tag team champions from this. Judgment Day are backstage in their clubhouse and Rhea is with them too. We see Andrade come in and everyone's like, what is going on? And Rhea's like, nah, it's all good. Like, I invited him here. It's totally fine. And she's like, look, Dom's not here at the moment, but we would love to talk business with you at some stage. Andrade says, yeah, like, all I want to talk about is business. Like, it's totally fine. Obviously, Rhea suggests the fact that Dom recommended Andrade, so we could see Andrade have some business with the Judgment Day at some point in time. One thing I did notice, and you will know this if you are an NXT fiend like myself, when Andrade walked away, Finn Balor went ahead and said, yeah, I second what Dominic said because I have a big history with Andrade. If you know, you know. With a Bronson Reed gauntlet promo and a Shinsuke Nakamura promo following the Judgment Day segment before we make our way back out to the ring. Damian Priest takes on R-Truth in a match which was made official by Adam Pearce. Straight away from the very beginning, Damian Priest is looking dominant, coming in strong. He absolutely manhandles the crap out of R-Truth. DIY come out and start to assist Truth as well. Truth ends up going flying and then Damian goes high. He sits on the top ropes, but then Truth ends up knocking him down. R-Truth takes control of the match and he hits the Attitude Adjustment and the STF as well too. Then we end up seeing JD McDonough and Finn Balor coming in and they start going after DIY, obviously backing up Damian Priest. Truth ends up flying and then Damian Priest hits a clothesline and a South of Heaven to come away with the win. Jey Uso is seen backstage before he makes his way out to the ring. Becky Lynch challenges Nia Jax to a last man standing match next week on Monday Night Raw. She says because she's in the medical room she shouldn't really be doing this, but if anything she needs to get her revenge on Nia Jax, and I could not agree more. We have a really short promo segment coming in from Jey Uso. He makes his way out to the ring. He looks dead in the camera and he says, Jimmy Uso, I came to Monday Night Raw for a fresh start and you guys have done nothing but absolutely ruin this for me. How about we have a brother versus brother, twin versus twin match at WrestleMania? Accept my challenge because I'm going to knock the yeet out of your ass. And I am so excited for this. I knew we were going to get this match. I like how they've done it. I think it's a really good setup, really good build. Obviously, they will probably have Jimmy Uso going ahead and accepting the challenge on Friday Night SmackDown this week. Nonetheless, just super excited to see this match at Mania. This has been something that we've wanted for a very long time. And Michael Cole went ahead and referenced the fact that they main evented WrestleMania together last year, and it's just so crazy to see where we are now, full-blown year later, and we're going to be getting a one-on-one match with them at Mania. A promo package coming in for the 640 Days of Dominance, which is Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign. Jackie Redmond catches up with Gunther after the promo and asks how he's feeling about the gauntlet match that's happening later on tonight. And he said, look, if anything, I just want to focus on my legacy. I have a lot of respect for this title and I've elevated it to heights never seen before. When it comes to the challenges in this match and whoever goes ahead and ultimately wins the gauntlet, Good luck to you. We have now made our way to the main event, which is the Intercontinental Championship Gauntlet match. We have Ricochet and JD McDonough starting this match. They are doing really well together. Ricochet is hitting those high-flying moves, and JD's got that super dominant offense coming in as well. JD ends up mauling Ricochet, and Ricochet just goes absolutely nuts, just throwing every single move out of his arsenal. He gets a really nice shooting star press to actually eliminate JD McDonough as well, so I was a little bit sad that he was the first one eliminated, but put on a really good showing, and I can definitely see him in the Intercontinental Championship picture at some point in time. Then we end up seeing Ricochet just exploding on Bronson Reed as he comes out. He's trying to stop him from getting into the ring. Bronson hits a really nice senton and a tsunami, but Ricochet ends up getting eliminated from this. Sami Zayn ends up coming in, and he's just absolutely chopping away, and he hits a really nice moonsault off the barricade as well too. Bronson Reed hits a big elbow, and we see a sunset flip powerbomb coming in from Sami Zayn as well too. Bronson Reed is then eliminated. Shinsuke Nakamura is making his way down to the ring, and he hits a tsunami on Sami. Now this is very much done to be like, what is Sami Zayn gonna do kind of thing. Obviously we know that Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn will put on a classic. Then Shinsuke gets eliminated. Chad Gable comes in and he hits two really nice suplexes onto Sami. This is pretty much just like a ankle lock suplex kind of rest of your night, but anyway, it does its job. So Chad Gable hits the ankle lock onto Sami, and then Sami ends up driving Chad Gable into the ring steps. Chad hits a really nice moonsault, but then we obviously see Sami get his knees up as well too. They're exchanging blows. Chad hits an ankle lock. Sami hits an exploder suplex. It's very, very agile within this match. Chad ends up hitting a moonsault. Sami gets the haluva kick in. Two ankle locks coming in from Chad Gable, and Sami Zayn ends up rolling up Chad Gable for this match. I'm happy Sami Zayn won the match, do not get me wrong, but I would have really loved to see another match for Chad Gable going up against Gunther. I've seen a lot of people say online since this match has happened that Chad Gable was robbed, and I'm not going to lie to you, I would have loved to see him in this match at Mania, but I personally just really feel like the storyline for Sami Zayn just wanting to be a part of Mania, especially after what happened last year, like he was obviously main eventing, he won the tag titles with his best friend, and now he's kind of lost within the shuffle on Monday Night Raw. He's really working his way back up the card, and he just wants to win any title, so this could be really good storyline wise. I'm sure Chad Gable will get his opportunity again sometime. He put in a really good performance. There's a moment at the end of the match where they look like they're going to embrace each other. Gunther makes his presence known at the end, and he stands on the entrance ramp just looking into the ring, and that is the end of Monday Night Raw for this week. And that brings us to the end of Monday Night Raw this week. If you stuck around till the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and show us some love and support on the channel. Go ahead and like the video. Comment something that you enjoyed about Monday Night Raw, how you felt about the gauntlet match, if you thought Sami Zayn was going to win. I want to know what you guys have to say. While you're there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss any of our uploads. Thank you to all of those who have been subscribing and showing love and support to the channel as of late. We are seeing it growing, and we're really appreciative of you guys sticking around. While you're there, go ahead and check out the description. We've got all of our social media links for where you can find Outcasted on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as our personal social medias, so you can keep up to date with what we're doing when we're not posting on here. As always, Reese will be here on Wednesday for your NXT review. You've got the podcast coming in this week, as well as your SmackDown review. I'm gonna get out of here because I'm quite hungry. I'm gonna go make myself some dinner, but I will see you guys in the podcast this week. Catch you later.